Hello, Abraxas here, and I'm going to be playing some SpaceEngine. So, man, it has been... Let's go ahead and get started on some of these suggestions. And wow, I have a lot of them today. Probably shouldn't have rambled so far in the intro. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so Gabriel de Hun says, visit this planet. Okay, very long ID. It's the only planet orbiting around a brown dwarf, and ironically it has rings, and it's near the ring Nebula. That's not irony, that is just coincidence. So let's go ahead and check it out. It is a warm Terra. Apparently? Oh yeah, there they are. Oh, and some nice spread out rings too. And you see the little asteroid just kind of orbiting on the rings as well. Very nice. Oh, there's the ring nebula, which the first time I seen this, I said, oh wow, that kind of looks like a gas giant like Saturn or something. Very cool. Very nice view of the ring nebula. Let's go ahead and go over to the night sky and check it out. Some land over here we could just touch down on. Let's rotate the camera around. And there we are. Can we actually see the ring nebula? Oh, there it is right there. It's barely visible from the naked eye, but you can also see the rings of this planet just kind of glowing there. And there is... Whoa. We're actually on a moon, it looks like, of a... Oh, no, that's the star right there, isn't it? No. No, it's not. That's the star that's illuminating us. That's a brown dwarf. So, I mean, I'm not wrong. It's kind of a star, but not really quite a star. This is a kind of very interesting planet. Let's fly over here real quick to the darker side so we can get a better... Whoa, I think I'm in the water. Gonna have to turn up the ambient lighting. That's all water right there. There's some terrain. So let's touch down right on the edge here. Turn this all down. All the way down. Okay, so we can see the aurora from this planet. See the galaxy there, the Milky Way. We can see this beautiful brown dwarf, its heated bands, and its lovely pink rings, I can only assume. Like if I zoom in here. Yes, it's got some beautiful pink rings. And then if we turn around, we can see the ring nebula, which I can only assume will be more visible if we actually go to the darker side of the planet. And we can see the rings of this planet. Really cool view. Every direction you look, there's like a pretty sight. We have the sunset with these mountains here in the background. It's a very awesome planet. Okay, so also visit Methuselah? Methusela? Methus? Ela? I don't know. I can't pronounce that. I'm definitely butchering that name. None of that sounded correct. But let's go ahead and check it out. This is apparently the oldest exoplanet, and it was discovered by pulsar timing. There is the pulsar in question. There's actually two of them, it looks like, so very cool. And we're also in a globular cluster, so that's pretty nice as well. I love the blue shine on these rings. Once again, this is suggested by Gabriel. A very cool planet. It is a frozen gas giant. It's at a temperature of negative 224 degrees. Let's go ahead and fly over and check out these pulsars. Love the way pulsars are rendered in this game. They're just really nice, because it's like a black hole, but obviously there's not that huge black void. It's just bending light around the star itself, because it's incredibly dense. And the diameter of this pulsar is only 21 kilometers. Let's go ahead and pan out here and see if we can spot that other pulsar, which is right over here. Oh no, this is not a pulsar. This is actually a white dwarf. And as you can see, the accretion disk is actually spinning really fast because this is actually real time. Quite fast. Very cool. The diameter is 16,000 kilometers, so a little bit bigger than Earth. Oh, what would that be? Like 50% bigger than Earth, roughly? No. Kind of close to that. I think Earth is about 12,600 kilometers, if I'm correct. I could be wrong. Do not quote me on that. And this is a diameter of 16,000, so what would that make it? 1/3 bigger than Earth, roughly? That'd be my guess. The unit of scale here is not based on Earth, though. It's based on the Sun, so not too useful in measuring that. Okay, so we have another suggestion from Plazasta. And he says, you know the planet I found that you showed in this episode, which had a diameter of about 237,000 kilometers. This one dwarves it. Okay. Does it still make it a planet? Let's go ahead and check it out. It has a diameter of about 727,000 kilometers. Sadly, I did not find it by accident. The search tool is useful. Okay. Let's go ahead and check it out. And here we go. Scorched ice giant. That is weird looking. That is very weird looking. Whoa, what the heck is that? A Wolf-Rayet star? Damn, that's bright. It is a blue supergiant. Okay, so very, very bright star, but look at this thing. Oh, hello. This is a very, very weird system. As you can see, that blue star is much brighter than that big red star, as you can tell by the two shadows here. And there's the actual night sky. Look at this thing. It's weird. It's like a flattened grape. It's got a very cool blue shine to it, and a very cool, like, kind of pinkish purple color. And then when it's illuminated by this star over here, it's got kind of a orangish red. That is a very cool planet. As we fly closer, well, you can see the superheated insides here. 926 degrees. It has multiple cloud layers, and it has kind of a dark outer atmosphere right here. Until you kind of fly out, and then there you go. So, very cool. It has like that dark band around it. And as you can see, we have all these very, very illuminated kind of asteroids orbiting around it as well. Which also kind of have a fun look to them. Kind of a fiery blue and red with a little bit of yellow. Very nice. And all of that is like 920 degrees. So very, very hot. Oh, I just collided into that star. That's not what I wanted to do. And this is definitely not the Milky Way galaxy. What galaxy is this? Oh, it's probably just a random galaxy. Yep, it certainly is. Nice suggestion. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one, which is also from Plazasta. It says, also found this. Its luminosity is 8.9886 times 10. What is math? What even is math? Go ahead and check it out. Apparently it's incredibly bright. Oh no, it's really dark actually. Okay. Oh yeah, it does actually have a really cool looking band on it. There's also one at the top here, which let's go ahead and try to land on that. This one looks like it's going to be a gas giant style brown dwarf, so it looks like we're actually going to fall into it and not actually land on it like it's an actual surface. There are some brown dwarfs which are kind of just solid in the game, for whatever reason. And whoa, that is a crazy view of that galaxy right there. Check that out. I think we're in a globular cluster just kind of orbiting far outside this galaxy. That's a really nice view of that galaxy there. I've seen this galaxy texture many times, but from that angle it just looks very awesome. Like, it doesn't have all those little dark pockets really, they're just kind of like a lesser gray, I would say. Really nice. And as you can imagine, there's probably a black hole in the center of this cluster, as there typically always is, which I assume will be somewhere in this general area. Doesn't look like I'm finding it. The center of the cluster is more over here. Yeah, I can't find that black hole anywhere, but that's pretty cool. There's just a brown dwarf sitting in one of these very, very bright, very, very populated star clusters, and it's just sitting there very, very dim with a little heated band here. Very nice. Let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion, which is from Andromeda. I don't know if his first ID is going to work, but I will give it a shot. Oh, it's a red supergiant. Diameter 161 astronomical units, so very, very big supergiant. Very cool, and the performance is all good here, even though I'm probably going to be rendering this in 30 FPS. It's not the Milky Way galaxy, I don't think. It does not have that appearance. That is the Andromeda galaxy, isn't it? I do think that is the Andromeda galaxy. It's got that blue tint to it. That is the Andromeda galaxy, okay. Let's go ahead and go back over to that suggestion. Game's doing that thing where I have to click like a billion times. And here we go. Okay, so that's very cool. A nice big star right here in the Andromeda galaxy. Normally to find these kind of stars, I have to like go to a randomly generated galaxy that's known for, or not really known for, but that kind of just has that value in it that makes it generate a lot of these stars. Typically I find them in like elliptical galaxies and stuff like that. But that's pretty cool that this was actually found in the Andromeda galaxy. So 161 astronomical units. I think the record for my channel is 167, but I could be wrong about that. A playlist called Big Bertha, so I mean, if you guys want to see the biggest stars, well, go ahead and check that out. Let's go ahead and check out the next suggestion from Andromeda. Which it's only fitting that he actually brought me to the Andromeda galaxy today. And it is a cold desert. Not flying too fast. Let's go ahead and double tap G again. It is in a visible galaxy. Oh, it's one of these irregular galaxies. I'm right a little bit, but it looks like we have a lot of moons orbiting around this thing. Beautiful dark purple / pink rings. It looks like we do have some clouds and a kind of desaturated grayish desert, it appears. It's a bugged out volcano, but it is certainly active. There is a proper volcano. And of course, as is common with these deserts, really, really jagged hills. And as you can see, the beautiful pink and purple ring is just very brightly illuminating the sky. Parenting star, which you can only assume is a white main sequence star. It certainly is. Very nice. The diameter of this planet is 16,000 kilometers, so about the size of that white dwarf. Let's go ahead and touch down on the backside of this planet over here next to this active volcano. Look at this beautiful galaxy from here. Oh, is this that one galaxy that really, really lagged out my game that generates bazillions and bazillions of nebulas? It's kind of what that looks like. So not only do we have this very, very big cloud galaxy, we also have tons and tons and tons and tons of nebulas. Which is a really cool, like, kind of debugging thing, I guess you could say. These galaxies are kind of cool because you could actually just fly through. And my performance has, like, just gone down the drain. Performance gone. But you can kind of see all the textures that are used for these galaxies. Like, that one just kind of looks like a Carina Nebula. That one looks almost like the Flame Nebula, but I could be wrong. But yeah, you could actually get a look at what kind of not galaxies, but nebulas generating the game. But I'm gonna get out of here because you've shown me a galaxy like this before. I don't know if this is the same one, but yeah, it's notorious for actually crashing my game. If you guys want to visit this galaxy and this planet yourself, the ID is up in the top left. I will click on this galaxy, once I slow down because my ship is going way too fast. And there you go. Actually, that is a documented galaxy that is actually cataloged. I don't think that's an actual image for it. That is kind of the standard irregular galaxy texture. Yeah, it's certainly cataloged. Go ahead and check it out. A lot of people ask me if the game's free. It is free. I always put it down in the description of the video. If you want to download this game for yourself, just go down into the description. It's absolutely free. It's only about 1 gigabyte. It does take a kind of hefty video card and processor. I'd recommend like a GTX 750 Ti and maybe some type of i-series from Intel. It could be an i3. I don't think it's actually taking advantage of multi-threading that much, so even a dual core can probably run this game. It's just, it takes a little bit of GPU power to actually kind of bump up its performance. Okay, so the next suggestion is from Curtis Stanner, and he wants me to visit the Garnet Star, or I'm not too sure how that's pronounced, but I do think I've actually been there before. I can't seem to find it. I might have been there before though. I don't actually see it popping up at all. To do that, but let's go ahead and check out the other suggestions from him. And he wants me to go to Cephei? Cephei? I don't know. I assume that's the abbreviation for it though. And it is a white subgiant binary system. Way as is pretty much all these catalog stars. They're apparently in the Large Magellanic Cloud. Whoa, that's not what I want to do. Sorry for blinding you and burning your face off, viewers. It looks like we just have a two kind of... No, that's actually a yellow dwarf. No, wait, I've been here before, I do think. Pretty sure I've been here. Because I do remember that shortened abbreviation in the name there. Is there any planets actually orbiting around these? What if I turn on orbits? No, it's just these two stars just kind of hanging out in a binary pair. Very cool. The next one is... HIP. Oh no, wait. These are the stars you were talking about. These are just like different names you're talking about, aren't they? Oh no. Oh, there's the Garnet Star. Okay, very cool. And it is a red luminous supergiant, probably a dying star if it's a supergiant. And it's probably one day going to turn into a beautiful supernova. The diameter of the star is 11 astronomical units, so about the distance from the Sun to maybe Uranus, a little bit past Saturn. Because I think Saturn orbits somewhere around 9 to 10 astronomical units. So a very, very, very big star. The temperature of it's actually rather low though, that's because its density is actually rather low. But most of its volume and mass is kind of expanded out in these giant mountainy looking kind of bulges sticking out of the star. Very cool. Let's go ahead and check out the next suggestion, which is from Sony. He says this is a weird galaxy. Gabriel says it looks like the Black Eye Galaxy, but a bit brighter. Let's get rid of that question mark. Galaxy texture before. Yeah, it's pretty cool because it actually has these very, very dark clouds. And it actually makes it very hard to see the center of the galaxy when you're actually here. You could only imagine what it'd be like actually living next to a star, like on this planet right here, which is actually a scorched desert. We would not really be able to survive on that. But for demonstration purposes, if we actually lived on a planet such as this one, we wouldn't really get a very good view of our galaxy at all. It'd actually make it very, very difficult to map our very own galaxy. Like, that is all you got. Like, you can mistake that probably for some type of nebula. Like, would you even be able to tell that we're kind of inside a giant spiral galaxy, or would you assume that we're in like some star cluster, and maybe that's a small irregular galaxy there or something? Who knows? I always like to think about, like, if we lived in kind of an obscure galaxy where we don't actually get a very good sight line of anything, would we be able to actually figure things out? And what is up with this orbit? What is it orbiting around? Looks like there's a large moon right here. Hey, scorched Selena. Nice blue color to it. So yeah, that is the view of the center of the galaxy. That's all we get to see. Everything else is just darkness around us. And maybe if we fly out a little bit, you can kind of see a little bit more of like the edge of the galaxy. But I mean, that's your lot. That's all you really get to see. Let's go ahead and turn off the orbit map and check out the next suggestion. Next suggestion is from Derpsauce Gaming. He says it is a zirconium star. Of course, you'd link a zirconium star when I mentioned it in the last video. Okay, so it is a zirconium star with 14 deserts. I found by clicking around there are 2 titans. Let's go ahead and check it out. Apparently that's a lot of kind of Terra-like worlds. Oh, why am I still flying forward? Okay, looks like a standard zirconium star. They kind of have like this bumpy, cracked looking texture, but it's actually a bunch of like kind of hills if you actually fly into the star. And not look at the inside, clipping through the model itself. So we got a bunch of beautiful hills here. Very nice. These are always typically a pretty large star. This is actually half an astronomical unit, roughly. 41% of an astronomical unit, and it has a lot of desert worlds orbiting around it. And yes, it does. I assume the Titans are moons of these gas giants. That's what it looks like. A lot of ice worlds and Titans and deserts. But many kind of large worlds. Let's go ahead and turn on the real planet brightness. Somebody said be more enthusiastic in my videos, and it's like, I am enthusiastic in my videos. It's just I'm just a relatively quiet and calm, slightly monotone person. There's not much I could do about that. I'm not no Jacksepticeye guy or anything where I'm gonna scream every time I see a very cool planet. Or scream if I find something probably not all that significant shocking for entertainment value. I don't do that. I don't really act a lot. I just don't do that. So I mean, not much entertainment value there, but these are the type of videos that I upload. I'm not going to change my personality just to kind of I don't know, meet some type of demographic that I probably don't want to appeal to. I don't know. I can't just be myself, but some of my videos I do record tired. I do know that, and yeah, I do record some of my videos tired because, well, I mean, I've said it many times before, especially in this series, that I'm just a busy person. People around the house, very loud, hard to record midday. I mean, right now I'm recording this at like 5:30 a.m. So be it. But yeah, pretty cool. There is a bunch of Titans and deserts around this world. There's not really much to go on in that Titan there, but there is a couple of ice worlds. Let's go ahead and check these out. Also very, very dark, and keeping in mind that these are actually moons around a big gas giant with what I can only assume are very, very large rings. Let's go ahead and check that out, actually. Oh, it's actually very dim as well. I'm not actually rotating around the gas giant, I'm rotating around some other subject. But you can see the dark rings kind of blanking out the stars there, but for the sake of actually seeing them, I'm going to turn off real planet brightness. And you can see that it actually has some very, very lovely, large, orangish rings. Which, if I zoom in here, we should actually be able to see them spinning a little bit, because I do actually have time moving. Oh yeah, check that out. But not only are they rotating, this gas giant is moving away from me pretty fast, and this is real time? It certainly is. Wow. Yeah, that is traveling very fast. So let's go ahead and check out the next suggestion, which is again from Derp Sauce Gaming. And he says this is a Terra with 94% ESI. So, if you guys don't know what ESI is and you're new to the series, ESI is Earth similarity. 94% means it's about 94% similar to that of Earth in certain traits and aspects. That does not always mean appearance. I assume I need to put an R at the beginning of that. That was my fault. I copy-pasted that wrong. Let's go ahead and check that out. It is a warm Terra with life. It has a diameter of 13,000 kilometers, so very, very close to Earth. A little bit bigger. Not too much, though. It has an ESI of 94%. As mentioned, the atmospheric composition is CO2 and oxygen, so carbon dioxide and oxygen. It's lacking argon and nitrogen, it appears. I'm sure there is some, but not in a very high quantity for it to be notable on the quick references there. So there is argon and nitrogen. Also sulfur dioxide, water, of course, and krypton, it looks like. Let's go ahead and rotate around and see what this planet actually looks like. It doesn't have any large oceans that I really see. It looks like it has kind of like seas and bays and lakes, and that looks like a crater. That does not look like just natural terrain erosion or plate tectonics. That is definitely a very, very large asteroid collision. And if we touch down here, let's check out the life textures that we have here, because we do have marine and terrestrial life. Actually has 48 atmospheres of pressure, so it's actually a very, very high pressure planet. Its temperature is also 39 degrees, so it's actually a really, really warm planet too. So it's a little bit runaway, probably with the carbon dioxide. There's probably a large quantity of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, probably giving it this color. And that is probably what is making this planet so warm and have such... As you can see, it has a significant greenhouse effect of 50 degrees. The temperature of the planet is 39 degrees. So effectively, if it didn't have an atmosphere right now, it would probably be around 50 degrees cooler. Which would bring it down into negatives, so thankfully it is there, but probably not much room for water ice. Maybe some in the polar regions, but is that actual snow right there? I don't think that is. I think that is sand and grass. Yeah, that is sand and grass. That's not snow. So it's kind of a deserty style Terra, and as you can see, we're actually in a large elliptical galaxy. It looks like we are orbiting in that one galaxy, we're sitting in that one galaxy, and it's outside Andromeda, because I'm pretty sure that's the face of Andromeda over there, as we were there earlier. And this is an inactive volcano. As you see, there's grass and other fun things. It looks like a bunch of trees and stuff growing inside this volcano. Very cool. So let's go see if there's actually any poles on this planet. I don't think there actually are. I think it's probably too warm for polar caps. At least water ice. But very nice planet. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one, which is from Andrew. And it looks like he only has one suggestion today. Let's go ahead and just paste that right in. No description. We're just going in blind. Here we go. It is a temperate Terra with life over here above the Milky Way galaxy, it looks like. Oh, and has some very beautiful colors. Looks like it has some nice green water. A whitish atmosphere, kind of purple life it looks like. Got some lovely clouds, and the drier terrain over there, or the kind of dirt terrain, is kind of like a orangish purple color, I guess. The life, as I get close to it, looks blue, but that could just be influenced by the atmospheric color. Let's go ahead and just touch down right here. Get that off the screen as well. Don't really need that on the screen. Okay, so we got like that kind of clovery, I don't know what kind of texture that is. Actually, no, that's the texture I was thinking of. Yeah, this looks like a plant life you'd see in like a jungle or like next to water or rainforest or something like that. I don't really know the terminology. I'm no biologist for sure. And here is a very, very, very probably freakishly tall volcano with a very, very cool texture map, actually. These textures that make it look almost natural. For the top here. Looks a little bit weird. Very cone-shaped. And it does not appear to be active. It actually has life just growing right here on the top. But as you can see, the altitude, if I land on it, these volcanoes are known for being very, very big in this game. Let's see, we are currently at an altitude of 11 kilometers, it looks like. Yeah, we're at an altitude of 11.7 kilometers. So we are way up here. There's sea level. Yeah, so freakishly tall volcano, but a very, very detailed looking one, so very nice. And if we go down here in the atmosphere, I think I just turned off the atmosphere. Might even, yeah, we could even see the star clusters during the day, just very, very dim. If we go over to the night sky, I assume it'll be very, very bright. So let's see if we can find some terrain over on the night sky. Here we go. And look at that, just a very bright star cluster looking, and very frame rate killing, so I mean, we're actually not even at the night sky, we're just kind of at the sunset, which the star here is actually a very, very big, oh no, it's not very big, it's an orange dwarf, we're actually just quite close to it, and it looks like it has a protoplanetary system kind of orbiting around it, as you can tell by all these little asteroids and comets and other stuff orbiting around the star here, and there is the center of the Milky Way galaxy. Really, really nice view of the Milky Way. So let's go ahead and check out the next suggestion, which is from the VX. He says, I am a new subscriber and I'm really enjoying your content. Keep it up. Thank you for subscribing, it really does help. I appreciate it. And he says he has a binary gas giants that are quite close to each other. They're also in the Horsehead Nebula. Let's go ahead and check that out. Here we go. Okay, so it looks like we are in Barnard's Loop. There is the Orion Nebula. And this big lovely gas giant. Not cataloged, there's the Flame Nebula. Oh wow, these are actually quite close to each other. And what's actually interesting about this, if this is not a large star here, no, it's just a little orange dwarf, so it's probably not heating them too much. You may have noticed that these gas giants actually have really warm temperatures, like that one's 516 degrees. That orange dwarf is not heating them. I do believe that is from tidal heating. These two are actually heating each other. As you can see, this one actually has a thermal emission shift, and it's actually glowing on the backside. The mass of this gas giant is actually causing so much turbulence in this one that it's actually heating up, so very cool. And yes, these are actually very close to each other. Let's check out the orbit map and see which one's kind of the greater mass, and it looks like it's probably this one right here. Very nice. And let's see if we can see towards the sun. Is that? What are you? You're NGC 2023. Yeah, the game crashed. Oh, the game crashed. It was only a matter of time that the game would crash, because I've been pelting it with some pretty heavy suggestions, like that one with a ton of nebulas, just burning up the internal memory in the game, probably my VRAM, who knows. But let's go ahead and go back to those two gas giants. And let's see if we can kind of just navigate our way towards the sun. So that's NGC 2023 over there. We got a star there. We have the Orion Nebula. We have the Large Magellanic Cloud. If we are looking at the Orion Nebula, I imagine Pleiades would be kind of off in this direction, maybe? It might not be visible from here. Is that Pleiades? I doubt it. No, we're not that close. Let's go ahead and fly out a little bit. So we're towards the center of the Barnard's Loop, aren't we? Yeah, we certainly are. So if we hang out here, that's the Carina Nebula, so we want to look off in this direction. What is that? The game crashed again. I hardly did anything. Man, it's so unstable. Okay, I give up on that for now, but I was looking kind of off in the right direction. Let's go ahead and check out the next suggestion before I waste too much time on that. So we have another suggestion from VX, and he says it is a Terra that lies on the edge of the Large Magellanic Cloud. So let's go ahead and check that out. Should give us a nice view of the Milky Way, as we're kind of seeing right here, because this is the planet I kind of started at the beginning of the game. Or at the beginning of this video, anyways. So it's a cool Terra with life. It has a temperature of negative 23 degrees. And a very, very light greenhouse effect. The atmospheric composition is CO2 and oxygen. A lot of oxygen, since the atmospheric pressure is actually 1.87 atmospheres. And this one's not as heated as the other one, so I can only assume it's a little bit further or has a weaker star, which it looks like an orange dwarf, and it is. Because, yeah, that star looks like it is quite close to us. So, as you can immediately tell, this one does have snow caps, and there is the Large Magellanic Cloud. We're actually kind of far outside here. And we can see a bunch of beautiful bright stars. That one's randomly generated. This one is cataloged, and that one should be cataloged. That's not a star, is it? That is a star. That is the one I selected earlier. So, very cool. And the Wolf Riot star would be right over there. Let's go ahead and just kind of zoom in here. So we have some lovely eroded mountains. We have what kind of life texture? Moss or something. Just not sure. It's one of the grass textures, it looks like. And like I said, some lovely eroded hills. Very cool valleys. Have the sedimentary rock texture with a reddish color, it appears. I'm liking the dark green grass. It makes it look very natural. So, very cool sights, very Earth looking, I would say. Oh, and the planet appears to actually have some rings, so let's check those out real quick. You can't really see them, but they are there. You can see the shadows of them right here. Ah, there they are. They're just very dark. Other side? No, not really. But you can kind of see them against the brightness of the galaxy, and they are very, very big rings, so very cool. Let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion, which is Jamie Jam, and he says, size visible planet Nemo with 275 moons? A planet Nemo with 275 moons. Let's check this out. Here's planet Nemo. As it states, it is in... Whoa, what's going on? Whoa, that's freaky. Let's zoom out here, because I'd like to point out we are in an elliptical galaxy that is in a very, very dense cluster of galaxies. As you see, surrounding us, there is tons and tons and tons of visible galaxies. So, very cool. But let's go back to that planet Nemo that's kind of freaking out. There it is. It doesn't like to be looked at from a distance, as you can see. It, oh, nope, there it goes. It's actually kind of loaded in. Let's try zooming into it. So I can only assume this is a gas giant of some kind. Let's turn up the ambient value here so we can actually see it. There's no saturation. We do have a big storm there. It's flickering again. It's kind of freaking out. And it is gone, but it apparently has 275 moons. That is insane. And one of them's another gas giant. There's another little gas giant just kind of orbiting around here. And then we have tons of ice worlds, it looks like. I assume none of these are going to be a Terra or anything, but it looks like a majority of its moons are, as kind of expected, they're a bunch of small asteroids. Let's go ahead and bring up the orbit map. So there's the moons there. We have 2 in a polar orbit. Let's go to the settings here. If they want to open, I'm going to have to click this like 50,000 times, and right here. There we go. Now you can see all the asteroids orbiting around. There is a lot of them. So, very cool. Let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion, which is from Jacob Plays, and he says go to Ariel and Oberon. Let's see if I can bring up the search menu here. I'm kind of losing my cursor. That's not what I wanted to go to. Let's go to a darker area. There we go. Okay, now I can see my cursor just fine. I'm having that issue where I have to click everything like 5 times for it to open. Okay, and this is a moon orbiting around Uranus. It looks like a frozen ice world. There is Uranus, and let's go ahead and turn off these orbit maps. a very, very cool ice world, which actually has a map texture. So we do have a satellite mapping of this moon, which gives it a really cool look. You can see there's like very, very large surface cracks, but I don't really have the high-res textures for all these worlds, so the texture is kind of low-res, and I can't really do much once I land on it. Like, this is the surface. I can't do anything from here. There's no inner detail. It's just kind of a stretched texture on the planet itself. Let's go ahead and check out Uranus, wherever it just went. You lose a giant gas giant. There it is. And of course it has this pale kind of blue color. And there is its lovely bright pink auroras with a bit of blue mixed in. Oh, it's kind of like fiery looking. That's actually a very, very cool aurora effect I didn't even know Uranus really had. That's a really cool color to it on Uranus, because I do actually still have the ambient lighting turned up. There we go, that's much better. Definitely looks a lot different than Universe Sandbox 2. In Universe Sandbox 2, it's just kind of Neptune's texture. But very nice. Let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion, which is from the same person, Jacob Plays. And let's check out Amaron, which I can only assume is probably another moon. Question mark. Yep, another moon of Uranus, and it's actually way out here. Actually have imagery of this moon, giving it a really cool texture. But of course, once I land on it, it does not actually render in any further detail. So very nice. Let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion, which is from Grant Turner. This is an interesting sight to see. It's a black hole called Gargantua. I don't know if I saw it in a game or if somebody's making it up. Can't say I've ever heard of it. And it's not in this game, so that sounds like it might be fictional. Go ahead and check out another suggestion, which is again from Jacob Plays, but I'll allow it since he just kind of suggested 2 moons of Uranus. This one is a random something. And it's not loading, so I'm gonna remove this and try to visit the star. No, still not loading. Well, I'm not too sure what's going on there, but that suggestion's not loading, so I'm gonna have to move on. The next suggestion is visit the Eagle Nebula. Weren't we just over there? I could be wrong. This is from Minty Plays, by the way. I do think I've been to the Eagle Nebula quite a few times. That is where I believe the Pillars of Creation are. I could be wrong about that. No, it certainly is. That is the Pillars of Creation right there, isn't it? Yes, it certainly is. Which is probably one of the most detailed nebulas actually in this game. It is kind of one that we infamously know. It is, I believe, Hubble that has taken some wonderful pictures of this nebula. And it's very big. Okay, so the next suggestion, once again, is from Minty Plays, and it is a random star cluster. The 8th planet from a star. Let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, so it is a hot desert with a very, very lovely blue appearance. Do I still have ambient lighting turned up? I think I do. Oh yeah, it is still up a little bit. There we go, that's much more natural sci-fi space looking. Okay, so we actually caught it just in time for a really cool looking eclipse. We have this kind of egg-shaped asteroid, kind of egg-colored asteroid, casting a shadow right next to the rings of this planet. And the asteroid has kind of a purplish glow. And since we're moving in real time, you can actually see this asteroid just being kind of moving along, orbiting around the planet. So that means this eclipse is moving. Let's go ahead and touch down next to the eclipse. And check out the planet from its atmosphere. Okay, so it's moving like that. So if we land right here, I'm gonna watch as the eclipse occurs. Wow, that's very dark looking. Since that's going to take a little while, let's go ahead and move this to 2x real time. Okay, so it's moving in this direction, so we want to be over here, it looks like. You can see we have a kind of nice view of the rings right there. They're white, so they're kind of blended into the clouds. You can see the shadows of them, though, being cast on the clouds. Looks like we have a larger kind of desert moon there, and I think the eclipse is passing us right now. Oh, I see. We're still on the wrong side. We actually want to be on the other side of the eclipse. Right over here. And nope, it's still kind of just running away. It's kind of moving out of diagonal axis. I keep moving to the side. But very cool nonetheless. Kind of watch an eclipse just travel over and you see all the nighttime stars. I don't think you would actually see that, but that's very cool nonetheless. And you could actually see a nice glimpse of the rings when that actually passed over. Very nice. So let's go and move on to the next suggestion, which is from Fudgy Buddy 123. Suggested like an hour ago. Well, I guess it's been about 2 hours now since I've had these comments up for like an hour. They tidally locked storm. This is actually the first suggestion I got with a on it today. As you see, it has a giant hurricane from like this planet kind of being absolutely scorched on that side. Very, very high turbulence, I imagine, over there. And since it's a desert, I imagine these are going to be very, very jagged hills as well. And let's just take a look at our parenting star, which I can only assume might just be... what would that be before I click on it? Maybe a yellow main sequence star, but I could be completely wrong about that. That might be like an orange dwarf. Yeah, that is an orange dwarf. It had a little bit too much color to be a yellow main sequence star. So it's just orbiting very, very close to kind of a low power star. Apparently, I don't think it's this planet. This star actually has a planet with life. Oh, it's a binary system. Oh yeah, there's a cold titan with life over here, but it's subglacial, so I won't actually be able to see it. And you see it's really, really small, compact ring right there. Very nice. Let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion. Okay, that is a Universe Inbox 2 suggestion. Ah, okay, so here we go. We have a suggestion from Mr. Star Wars saying, I've been trying to find some unique stuff, so I came across a moon, which ignored the Roche limit, but anyway, here you go. Let's go and check it out. No, it's not loading. I think there's actually, dang it, space at the beginning of that ID that I pasted. Yeah, there definitely is. Dang it. Okay, got rid of the question mark. Let's get rid of that space at the beginning there. There we go, and here we go. Temperate gas giant. So it has a moon. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. So apparently this moon is ignoring the Roche limit. So the Magellanic Cloud, what is that? Some random galaxy apparently. I would say this is ignoring the Roche limit, but okay, that is actually a very big gas giant. What's the mass of that gas giant? That's actually much more massive. Okay. So yeah, this planet should probably be shredded. You're probably right. But that does make for a very, very beautiful view of that gas giant, I must admit. So this is a warm Terra with life, with organic, multicellular, marine, and terrestrial life. Of course, we cannot see the terrestrial life. I assume this is our life texture, which is kind of that roofed forest treetop texture, but it's blended with a little bit of orange and green, giving it a kind of weird appearance. Oh, look at that. We actually got this just in time to actually watch a beautiful comet just kind of pass by. Let's go ahead and speed up the game and just watch that whisk by the sky. Very cool. Is that actually a comet, or is that something else? Let's click on that. Oh yeah, it's just a warm asteroid. So we have a Very awesome looking comet just flying by the parenting star, which does actually have a protoplanetary system orbiting around it. Nice. So let's go ahead and check out the next suggestion, which once again is from Mr. Star Wars, and he says it is a pink Terra orbiting a pink gas giant. Let's go ahead and check that out. Let's get rid of that question mark. And here we go. It is a warm Terra with life. Again, multicellular, marine, and terrestrial. Let's go ahead and kind of slow down the game to real time. That's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, there we go. Real time, time reset. Perfect. So, we do definitely have a pink Terra here. I don't see the parenting gas giant, unless that's it. Yeah, that's probably the parenting gas giant. Looks like we have another comet in the sky. Very cool. And definitely some volcanic activity going on. The life on this planet is actually green, so the outer atmosphere just gives it a really, really pinkish color when you're looking down at the planet. But as you can see, we kind of have that wind clover texture that we saw on the world that had purple life. It's just instead this life is actually green. And it's actually very detailed. Really, really bumpy world it looks like. And that volcano looks pretty cool. It actually has some snow caps on it. But it is certainly active. So let's go ahead and check out the parenting gas giant over here. That's not really a pink gas giant. Unless you meant something else in this system has a pink gas giant. No, I'm not seeing it. That is definitely a kind of bluish world. Like, when you look over at the planet, though, its kind of sprite thing has a pink glow around it. So that's actually very awesome. I didn't think it would actually do that. I assumed they were all just going to be yellowish white color. But no, it's definitely pink from a distance. Let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion, which is from Derpsauce Gaming. Oh, that's weird. Apparently, the comments completely looped around, and I think that was the last suggestion for this video. I could be wrong, but I'm just seeing repeats now. Well, I think that is the end of this video, so if you guys like the video, please leave it a like. And if you want to see more videos like this, please do subscribe. Do leave me suggestions down below. And if you want to get this game for yourself, like I said, the game is absolutely free. The link is down in the description. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. See you guys.